Okay, hello dear friends, good afternoon. Such a beautiful, beautiful day outside. And I came to a new place, and this place is called Forster. The Forster is a watercolor museum. And I am quite touched by the story of this person. So let's go and take a look. So this is my outfit of the day. And try to be nice and pretty every day, and it's important in our life. So I bump into this museum. It's called the Forster. And it's a museum dedicated for one artist, Tony Forster. He is a watercolor artist from the UK, and he does watercolor painting. And his way of painting is that he paints with a theme, and he paints with journeys. So this is one of the locations he does his painting. He went to some very exotic or sometimes dangerous place to paint. And the theme, each time he has a different theme, and he paint into a series of painting called Journey. And how this place becomes a museum, and how this place becomes outside UK, in America, in Palo Alto, becomes a museum like this. So there was one patron, and she was fascinated by Tony Forster's work and started to collect his painting from 1980s. And from 20 years ago or something, or 30, I forgot exactly the date. And finally she thought maybe this great work need to be shared. So she bought 2 complete series of journeys and made into this foundation and museum to share this person's journey, a personal journey, and also the artistic quest for searching, for exploring. So here is Tony Forster. He is a plein air artist. He paints outdoor. He does not paint with picture. So most of his paintings are done on the site, on the location. And from time to time, or at the finishing of his work, he worked on his studio. And these are the camping gears and his equipment. And he made sure everything is light. He cut out the handle of the mug, a plastic mug, and make it easy to carry. And another thing quite fascinating, amazed me, is that he does not use large watercolor, just this little small, teeny tiny little palette, and use a plastic lid for color mixing, because it's lighter and it's relatively softer. And these are the brush he took around with him. Everything is just so simple. And the big, huge watercolor paper roll. And these are some of this is his studio for finishing the art piece, and these are his site. Working on the site, he developed his own board for carrying around. You can see this is a folding board he can carry around. And he also developed a way of painting underwater. Can you imagine it? So he painted coral reef with caran d'Ache pencil on plastic. Anyway, it's very amazing. And apart from artworks, he also produced this kind of souvenir. The souvenir usually is one piece of original painting and some of the artifacts and some of the material from that place, a map of the location, and a brief script from his journals. He writes down his feeling. He writes down his inspiration, the working process, everything, and made into these kind of souvenirs. So there are several parts or several ways presenting his artwork. And this one is his lifespan, all his life works. I think he's 73 years old. So he was born in 1946, and he started to do the painting. He used to be a teacher, and he did his first watercolor journey with one photographer friend, and then he decided to make a living out of watercolor painting. So he has painted in different places and in all kinds of weather conditions, and he has explored the most beautiful and fascinating places in the world. So these are the painting books he had. Each time he did the painting and then make a series according to one theme, a series of artworks, and make a collection. And this museum, the foundation, has collected two of his journeys. One is Sacred Place we are going to see, and another one is Exploring Beauty we are going to see right here, right now. What a story. This just unbelievable. So the big painting in front of my eyes is a decal, is a wallpaper, not the real size. The real size is usually like that. It's huge. It's still huge. Anyway, let's take a look at his preface. Scientists and philosophers agree that beauty is a fundamental human need. But in the art world, aesthetic took a back seat to ideas with the rise of conceptualism in the 20th century. And this is so true. This is so true. I love this painting and I love this exhibition particularly, and so touched by this word. In the art world, aesthetics took a back seat to the idea of the rise of conceptualism in the 20th century. We are too much into this conceptualism and to the ideas, and there is beauty in this world, and the beauty should be explored, should be presented not only by photography. And we have artists who still work on the realism, on the expression of beauty, pure beauty, not only a blob of paint on the paper, not only a scribble scrabble on the paper. They explore beauty. Yeah, this is very touching. So this is his work. And one thing he did is that he asked people to nominate what is the most beautiful place in the world. He asked those luminaries, some scientists, some explorers, writers, environmentalists, artists, mountaineers, people from different walks of life, or mostly people who work with nature, who is more in the nature, to nominate what are the beautiful places in the world. So here are the nomination by the artists. And Grand Canyon, Daniel, Alaska, Coral Reef, Cayman Island. I need to go there. And all these places, the nomination. And then he started to do the painting of these places. This is Cornwall, United Kingdom, and this is the artist's burning place, the birthplace of the artist. Isn't it fascinating stories? And this is a souvenir with the local, seashell, snail, seashell, sea snail. Wow. Okay, I will just keep on with. Can you imagine these are the paintings that painted with that little palette. Watercolor does not have to be complicated. The material and everything is so simple. And I will blah blah about it. I am blah blahing about it. So the greenness is so beautiful. And what I see is that you go to a museum, you always see oil painting, acrylic painting. And actually today I was searching for watercolor art museum. I search on the internet, and the keyword is watercolor museum. And bumped into this. There are some local news report about this place. And I feel that watercolor is such a beautiful art form, but it was just so ignored and so unjustified for its work, for its beauty, for its skill. Because watercolor needs a lot of skill, a lot of control, a lot of patience, a lot of practice. And it's such a beautiful and romantic art form. And there is something that you cannot replace the beauty. Or, wow, look at this piece of painting. There is something it's when you love watercolor, you love it because it's so romantic, so beautiful, and so dreamy. Look at the cloud. This is beauty made I am sitting here and admiring this piece of artwork. This is amazing. This is amazing. And whoever has collected his artwork, and whoever who made this place available, a permanent collection, made this place available, make his work appreciated, has done a great justice to watercolor art. And the collector would like to remain anonymous, does not want her name to be released. So we give a big bow to this visionary who bring beauty and art to life. His sketch. This is so inspiring and so encouraging for me. I get into the hunt of watercolor, and it's just so touching to see that watercolor has a place in the art. I mean, they do have place. Watercolor has great fundamental place in the art, but not so much in the art exhibition and museum, because they discriminate watercolor, I feel. Don't you agree? And you do not see the billionaires to buy a watercolor art, right? Yeah, because I just love this. Oh my. Okay, let me keep on blah 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 while visiting the museum. And this place has established, I think, 3 years, 2 or 3 years. And I have just found it because I searched for watercolor painting museum exhibition. And I hope more people will come here. And when I came, I made a phone call. I asked, do you open today? And there was one very nice lady received the call and said, we are open. I said, I'm coming very soon, and I will see you soon. And she was there. She made a detailed explanation of all these things, and I'm very, very grateful. And she said they are, the light, when I come, it's energy saving. And she said when we they are trying to be active on social media to bring more people. I asked if I can make a video, and she said it's okay to make a video. So I would like to share with you this beauty and this one life, one person's life, one soul. These paintings have life, have soul. I think I will come here more often. And this place deserves to be visited multiple times, triple times, many more times, if you want to learn watercolor painting. Look at it. Okay, and I will link you the website of this place. I am so very touched by this place. And usually when I do museum tour, I do not use microphone. I only use my my cell phone. But this time, I make sure that I pay respect. In anywhere I pay respect, but this place is relatively quiet, so I can do the video footage without much interference of the noise. And this is, oh, he did this painting underwater. Can you believe it? Ah, yeah, these are the painting. He painted on plastic with pencil and then color it in later on, I think, on plastic film. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. So this on the bottom is the plastic film he did, and you can see the rusty oxidation of metal, and these are the finished work. Look at the light. Isn't it amazing? Cayman Island, coral reef. So he got nomination from the artists, from the scientists, from the naturalists, from the mountaineers, from the divers, from people who work with nature, and let them nominate the place. And then he planned his trip and go to this place. Wow. Wow. It's so, so, so touching. The Kama Valley. Maybe I will take this opportunity to tell you one of his story. One of the story goes like this. So he was camping outside, and he prepared his food and everything. But there was one day, as he camped outside, he found his food was stolen. And in the middle of the wild, he could not survive. So he went to, after a couple of days, look at the water. He was really hungry, and he went to a farmer's house and asked, I really hate to do this, but I just need help. Can I eat something with you? And the local people were so kind and generous and opened the door for him, and he could eat his dinner. He could eat something. And while he was eating, he discovered what he was eating was actually the food has been stolen from him. This story is so profound for me. You can imagine the people's life is so hard and so difficult, while they do not lose their their kindness and humanity of helping other people. It's something deeper than just our normal moral judgment can do justice. Oh, I love every of his painting. It is so encouraging, don't you think so? It makes you want to do the painting. It is so encouraging. Sitting here and look at it, it makes you want to paint. And seeing with my own eyes of the original real painting, it feels so close, it feels so warm, and it feels so doable, very, very doable, because you can see the stroke, you can see there is a spirit in painting. There is a spirit in original painting that it really radiates. Now I see my original painting versus my printed art prints. There is something magic about original painting. You do see the water stain, you do see the watermark. It is as if your hand is, you are so close. You are so close to it. Okay, the second part of the exhibition is called Sacred Places. This has been an elegical odyssey. Oh, wow. And this one, Tony Foster traveled through the four corners region of the United States. This is a place where Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah meets. And this is the place of local tribes and the Mormon and the Catholic faith people came here, and the New Age energy, the New Age people, pilgrim coming here. So it's a religious and spiritual heavyweight. I feel this place deserves a more careful and more solid study. So I will come here another time and do some search and learning, and we will come back another time for this for this place. And this place is open every day and free. Can you imagine? Okay, I will end up here. I hope you enjoy this museum trip. And for me, this is unbelievable. This is the best of the best. I love it, love it, love it. Bye-bye, friends. I love you. I really do. Do.